Chris and I run Ajoto. So Ajoto is a sort of predominantly a pen company based in Manchester. So the premise of the brand is to combine the precision of advanced manufacturing but with the soul of craft. So what that means is that we try and use sort of high-tech modern machinery but then encapsulate within that sort of production process the craft touch, that idea of soul of the making process. I think when we set up in the beginning, there was this point of like, we need to pick a product. We need to pick something which was a conduit for our ideas. The pen seemed to be this item we came back to more and more. It was essentially the tool that we used every single day. The first thing we picked up in the morning when we opened our notebook, it was the last thing we put down in the evening after sort of spending hours and hours on a Photoshop program. It was that sort of, is the anchor for the creative process. The pen is sort of the printer for the brain. It's the easiest way to make is putting ink on paper. You're actually translating, abstract thoughts into something that's tangible, something that's interchangeable to share an idea, whether that's words, whether that's a sketch on a piece of paper. There was something very, very tangible about the pen and very central to the creative process. So we thought those elements together would make a really good premise. So as a fundamental anchoring point to Ajoto, we thought, well, what a better place to start. It's a small item. It's something which we could work and collaborate with many different makers and manufacturers in producing. So I think to date, there's 30 different manufacturers we work with in total to make each pen. It was a way that we could make our mark and make a stamp, create something like a beautiful, simple silhouette that hopefully was a bit more iconic as well. We wanted to make beautiful tools. There's this sort of oxymoron of like, a tool is always seen as utilitarian and beauty is seen as art and craft. We wanted to fuse those two ideas together. And it's something we think when we go meet anyone out in the industry, we've got something in a pocket that we can pick out and say, yeah, this is what we created. It started with stripping it back to basics. It was taking the idea of what a pen is for for us as a creative individual. So it had to be mobile, had something you could take with you. The idea of a retractable product, something which could be protected without needing caps and auxiliary pieces. It was stripping it back to its simplest form, and that was the design, the fundamental starting point for design. How can we simplify this item that it was everything that it needed to be and nothing more? Step by step, every single time we produce, we take back, we try and improve, and that can be a manufacturing process. It can be with the knowledge that we've learned from actually, jumping with 2 feet and finding out better ways of working. It can be challenges about the manufacturing process, about improving ways that we do make the materials that we use. So there's been an iterative process from day one. And so now, even though the pen looks similar to the piece that we launched 10 years ago, it's 10 iterations different. It's a completely different product, but it still has the values and the soul of the first. Product should feel inevitable, and that's what we wanted the pen to be fundamentally. It was a simple, elegant item that the complexity was taken, it's fused in this little tiny body, but the finished product was inevitable and something which was really identifiable as that's what a pen should look like. Even though before we produced this product, that shape hasn't really been seen, and that process has never really been used to make those type of products. So in a convoluted, long-winded way, that's sort of what we wanted to do. And so generally it's just been to celebrate and to keep doing what we do, try and do one thing well, and try and do one thing well that lasts, and to look after the customers along the way.